of whether or not, if the rescheduling of cannabis happens, if it's going to change interstate commerce and the state's different commerce programs as regards to cannabis, is a big question. Because if states are able to get cannabis from other places like California, where they have really low cannabis, and Illinois, where they have really high-priced cannabis, the obvious thing people would do is not buy Illinois cannabis anymore, so it might disrupt some of the economic growth that a lot of these states are experiencing as a result of the legalization of cannabis. Hawaii is one of the first states who is experimenting with this idea. They're actually already doing some commerce between the islands, and the problem between the islands is that they're separated by federal waters, so they're not supposed to travel on federal waters when they're trading cannabis. There's a lot of questions as to what's going to actually happen with the descheduling. It may mean some good things for people who are trying to make deductions on their tax returns. Other people may have a hard time maintaining a cannabis business for a number of reasons. Also in news, Maryland has started its legal cannabis program, and they're looking to get its equity program going too. They've got some criteria, but they're looking to open about 150 equity businesses. Some of the criteria is that people who are involved have to have gone to a Maryland school or in the college as part of a college which receives a lot of, I guess, Pell Grants. Well, I guess you have to be in areas where it's a highly disproportionate number of people who are being penalized in the war on drugs for having cannabis at some point in their life. But Maryland's looking to do things differently than some of the other states are doing. Some states actually aren't having any equity happening at all, and they don't want to be one of those states. They want to be the states that they put people who have been disproportionately impacted by the war on drugs in a better position with cannabis legalization. Also in news, presidential candidate Vivek says if he is elected president, he will make sure veterans have access to cannabis. He says this is quite an egregious thing that veterans don't have access to cannabis when we know cannabis does in fact have a medicinal use, and one of those uses, it helps veterans dealing with PTSD. We're currently losing, I guess, around 30 to 40 people a day to suicide. A lot of those people are veterans suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Ramamazay says he wants legal cannabis for sure, and not necessarily legal hard drugs, but cannabis he doesn't think should be at all penalized for its use, especially now that we know the tremendous medical value that it has. Thanks for watching The Watch Daily.